What's up? What's happening? How y'all doing? Back again.
I'm Darby.
I'm Gabrielle.
I'm Carmen.
And I'm Thomas.
And we are
Four of a Kind.
What's
Thank
happening,
you
man?
for joining us again. We are Four of a Kind. The purpose of this podcast is to create a safe space based on the perspective of four individually unique siblings. We like to follow a life mantra called the C.A.L.L. It stands for communication, authenticity, laughter, and love. And thank you all for joining us while we answer the call today.
For real, though.
Period.
How are y'all today?
Good, I guess.
Or how was your week? How was your week?
I'm here. My week was, it was just whatever, bro. For real. It was just another week, honestly.
Forgettable. It was a forgettable week.
Like, luckily, I mean, I guess a silver lining, it went by pretty fast.
That's
So
can't say the same.
By so slow.
Yeah, I was.
And it was
mine
terrible.
Was
So
Yeah. My week was same old.
repetition.
Over it.
So over it. So over the rat race. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about independence. Independence. I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D.
shout out to Webby. If you don't spell independent like that, I don't think you're a part of my tribe, my boy.
Period. You guys, this is my first experience living alone, paying everything by myself, and I must say, I'm over it. Like, that has literally been my motto all year. I'm over it. Simple. Like, I literally am so tired of it, bro. Like, I won't help. I don't care. I won't help. Like, I don't want to be doing this by myself for the rest of my life. Absolutely not. I don't care.
I don't even want help. I just want somebody to do it for me.
I won't help.
I want
that part.
I want to be a dependent.
Yes.
And not to be independent.
same. I want to be dependent.
I want to be
on somebody.
Can't relate.
Somebody else.
I do not. I'm tired of it, bro. Like, I literally want to be a stay-at-home mommy, stay-at-home wife, whatever. My husband bringing in the income, and I take care of the house.
It's too much work.
It's too much work. Being independent or being? Oh yes, it's so much work.
I don't think people really talk about, because they don't have time
They
to talk about
don't.
how
don't have
much
time.
goes into being an adult, especially in the United States. Like, they do not make it easy.
It's draining. It is
Yeah,
so draining, especially
Mentally,
if you don't have a job
emotionally.
that's like a good paying job. It's not easy, bro. I don't care. I really don't.
A good paying job and a job that has a a schedule.
Yes.
Because some people have good paying jobs, but they don't see their family. They don't have any free time. They don't have any time for themselves at all.
I don't want that at all.
But at the same time, it's like, if you do have time, most of the jobs that provide time don't pay
Yes, they don't
as
pay
much
the
as
money.
you really need to in order to survive in this.
I don't think nobody.
Country.
I
That
don't
was
think
like
nothing.
a lose-lose type of situation.
I don't think nothing is gonna pay you. And y'all know how I think. Like, when we get into topics about money and about being independent,
We know you love me.
Right, and I'm not there.
Hallelujah
I'm
for
sorry.
you.
Hallelujah. Everybody got their own drive.
But I mean, I do
Different
that.
strokes for different folks.
But I mean, not really, because the reason being is because once you stay in the rat race long enough, and if you really pay attention to what's going on, you realize that the economy and the workforce that's in America is not built at all for you to have what you feel like you should have. So you doing what you doing and feeling any type of way, like, dang, I'm not getting paid enough. This is not enough for me to live on. This is not, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like you just talking to a brick wall, because it was never set up for you to be able to do that. It was set up. America was set up for people to be independent. It was set up for independent entrepreneurs who are going out and creating opportunities for themselves. That is what.
Yeah,
That is what it was created for.
absolutely.
So like, if you choose not to do that,
I didn't
then
choose this.
you gotta figure. You know what I'm saying? You gotta figure out,
I didn't choose
how
to
to
be
live
here.
within the system. So that means if you gotta have 2 jobs to pay your bills, and that's just what you're gonna have to do.
And that's the part
If
that
you don't want to
gets
do
on
that,
my nerves.
you know what I'm saying? You just
And
you
it's
doomed
like,
to fail,
okay,
to be
it's
honest.
like, okay, yes, you can start a business or whatever, but it costs money to start a business.
It costs money to do everything.
It costs money to literally do everything, because y'all already know I want to start my own business. Like I want my own online clothing boutique. Like I want that. But how am I going to get that? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not making enough to just be saving money for that. And that's the part that frustrates me, because it's just like, okay, I see this goal. I want this for myself, but I can't get there right now because I don't even have the means necessary in order to get there. So it's just like, okay, now I'm stuck. And now what? Like, if I'm working 2 jobs, I'm not going to have time to do anything. Like, I'm literally just going to be on the clock all the time.
Okay, so let me tell you. So this is the answer, even though like it sucks. Nah, for real. Like when you talk to people who are successful, they tell you like, don't sleep. Like you can't go to sleep.
Child, please. If I don't sleep, I'm not gonna have any energy to do anything.
Okay, well then you have to look at your weeks and be intentional about every minute of your day. Like you gotta really just sit down and break it down and be like, okay, I gotta go to work from this time. When I get off work, I got 4 hours. 2 of them hours I'm gonna spend on researching how to do a boutique. I'm gonna do 2 hours, 3 days a week.
I understand that you gotta manage your time very well. I get that, but then again, at the same time,
there's no time to manage.
Exactly.
If you've got 2 jobs.
And on top of that, I'm going to be exhausted. I'm gonna be exhausted.
But I'm saying you are gonna be exhausted. Like there's no way around that. Like that's my point.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I can't.
That's the part. That's where I check out. That's where I check out.
I don't want to be tired. I don't want to be.
But the reality of the situation,
exalting my life towards.
The reality of the situation is, if you don't want to do that, then you're not gonna.
My problem is
the reality. Like it sucks and it's frustrating, but.
You got to do what you got to do, and you got to be willing to do what you got to do. And a lot of people are not like myself.
But my problem is there are so many people who are successful who didn't do that.
Yes.
That's the thing that I'm like. For example, like the Kardashians, like people that are Nepo babies or like silver spoon babies, or like people who were blessed or given like assets, or like money. Just blessed with what a lot of people in this country weren't blessed with. But I'm just saying, like, that unfairness of like, I can't think of the word, what I'm trying to say, but like
privilege.
The privilege of like having to do, the privilege of not having to work and still getting what you want is frustrating, because it's not the same across the whole United States. Like,
true, but
that part is so frustrating to me. But also on the same sense of like managing your time and like planning out your time, I can plan out every minute of my day if I wanted to, but following that for me
takes discipline,
but also like takes willpower, which I am really not. I don't have a lot of willpower with following the plan that I set for myself.
I can see that, Darby.
It's like, I know that I want to get to this place, and I know how I can get to this place, and I can set a schedule, set a plan out my whole life, but following that consistently every day is very challenging for me. And it's like it just pauses or like halts the progress when and if I can't follow this plan that I set for myself that I know would work. It's just like I can't ever continue to follow.
I'm the same way.
The plan that I know will work. It sounds easy when you say like all you got to do is just follow this plan, like follow this path of your life that you know is going to get you to the place that you need to be at. But I'm like, as much as I want to get there, it still takes like that consistency and that like urge and willpower and like commitment to that plan that you said. But it's like sometimes I'll just be like, I do not even have the energy to think about that I even made a schedule. Like I don't even think about the fact that I want to get there. Sometimes I'm just like so exhausted and beat down by what I do on a daily basis that I'm like, I don't even have time to think about the future about, like, I don't even have time to process what all I went through to get to this next step. But like, I feel like a lot of people that I've spoken with in the U.S., especially because the U.S. economy and society is just like piss poor right now. But a lot of people feel like that too. Like, I know where I want to get to. I even know how to get there. I even know like the steps I have to take to get there, but it's just like I don't even have the energy to put into getting there. Like the job that I work or like the life that I live bogs me down so much to where I don't even have energy to think about progressing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a lot of the people in this country, which is unfortunate, but
I agree.
It's the truth.
Because I feel like that too. A lot of times I feel like everybody does. I just feel like I'm gonna just say speak for myself. Like there was a certain point where I just like was fed up so like to the point to where it was like I don't care if I lose all my energy, all my comfortability, all of my security, whatever. I'm finna put everything on the line because I know for a fact, for a 100% fact, if I don't do that, this is gonna be my life forever.
Mm-hmm.
And more than I'm scared to do it, and also more than I'm tired, and also more than I am nervous or self-conscious or lack the more than all of that stuff, I refuse to let this be my life forever, period.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, yeah, sometimes it's like I done ran out, like I'm empty, like, but then at those times you gotta just focus on this is what I want my life to look like though. And the crazy part about it is people think they don't have strength because they wait, because they're thinking of a situation where like there's gonna be like a competition like scenario where you're gonna have to display all of that strength to say, okay, I got enough strength to do it. Like the strength comes in the small days that you're by yourself in your car, about to go to work or in your bed, got to get up and your alarm is blaring and you want to hit snooze, and all of those moments where you by yourself, those are the moments where you create greatness in yourself, where you be like, this is the part where I feel like I'm the weakest, where I don't want to do it the most. I'm still gonna do it because my mama ain't raised no bitch.
But it's so hard.
It is though.
I be wanting to press snooze so hard. Jesus.
That's why.
I press snooze, then I be late to work.
That's why. And I'm gonna circle back to what you said about the car, like them rich people. Like that's why, like they have that because somebody in their lineage was like, no more. My family is gonna be good forever.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads to somebody's rich kid who just look like they just got money, and they do just got money because they may or may not have put no work in to get that money, but somebody did.
Mm-hmm.
Now it was up to that somebody to teach them you need to be out here helping people and like living, like that was up to them. But if they did that or not, that's beside the point. But that person in that family could be you for your family, but you have to have the foresight to look farther than I'm tired today and look to what I do today can make my granddaughter Kim Kardashian.
Why can't I be killed?
You feel me?
Let me be Kylie or something.
But you know what I'm saying? But you can make it to be you can create that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I said, it just take in them small moments for you to be like, nah, I'm finna go to work. Nah, I'm about to stay up and work on this website. Nah, I'm about to stay up and work on these designs. I'm about to stay up and edit this podcast. I'm about to stay up and write this book. I'm about to whatever it is that you know what I'm saying that you want to do.
I want to be the person to create it. Why does it have to be me?
You may not have to be. You may not have to be the person that created it. You could just put yourself in the room of so let's say Gab want to be in fashion, right? But she don't want to create the designs. If she knows she want to be in fashion,
absolutely not.
Right? And so she just start researching everything about the fashion industry. And she start putting herself in the rooms with people who are doing this stuff. She could end up being somebody's assistant and end up, you know what I'm saying, going up and finding where she wants to be and not have to be the designer. But the way that she did that was, I want to get into fashion. Okay, what I'm going to do? I'm going to go research everything I know about fashion. I'm going to figure out everything I got to do, figure out where I want to do, figure out where the people that's doing this, where are they at? How do I get in them rooms? How do I talk to these people? How do I enter myself into the conversation, into the inner circle. You feel me? And a lot of times that don't take a lot of money up front. Like, you feel me? Like a lot of the stuff that we want to do that we feel like I can't do it because I don't got no money. A lot of times it's because we're looking at the big picture. And like when you break it down and see like, okay, first I need to get my driver's license, then I need to get a bank account, then I need to do this, and then I need to do this, and then I need to do this. Once you get the list of things that you need to do, you just start knocking stuff off the list consistently. Next thing you know, you'll be halfway, 3/4 way down the list, and it's like, wow, I'm so much closer to creating this than I thought I would be, than I thought I could be, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was.
So what about when you get to the end of the list and you ain't got no money?
Then you find the way, like I said, because so right now I'm looking to purchase some real estate. So I don't necessarily have all the money to purchase the real estate that I'm particularly looking for. But if I go to somebody with like, hey, I got this plan, I got this idea, would you be willing to help me if I gave you X percent? Or if we worked out a deal, would you be willing to help me? People are willing, like, again, if you put yourself in them rooms with people who are dealing in that space and you say, hey, I got this idea, I did all this, I set this plan, I done all the work behind the scenes, I done did all of the things up until this point, this is the last thing I need. Can you help me for 5%?
I guess that's my problem because I don't want no help. I want to do it
so
myself.
So you do want to be independent?
Like, it's not that I want to be independent. It's that if I want something, I want to get it for myself. Like, say for instance, like a business. If I want to start an online boutique, I want to say, I did this. I didn't ask nobody else for help. Like,
for sure.
I want to be independent in that aspect, not in the aspect of like household.
I understand that.
But if it's me starting a business, no, I want to be like, I'm the founder and CEO, period.
But that does not, but as far as business is concerned, just because you're the founder and the CEO, you do own that business and you did do that. But a part of doing that
is having help.
And I don't want the help. That's what I'm saying.
But you can't get there without help.
You can't get there without help.
And that's why I'm not there.
Well,
Because
right,
that's
then.
what I'm saying.
As long as you're aware and accountable, then that's fine.
I already want to have the money. This is my dream. This is what I be saying. I already want to have the money to start the businesses that I want. I want to just be able to be like, oh, boom, there's my business.
Everybody wants that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want that for me. And I can't have that right now. So until I am at a good enough spot to have that, I'm just going to be chilling and praying and saving as much money as I can when I can, if that makes sense.
I just can't.
I just pray that you get the courage and the gumption and the drive to go after it.
I already have the drive.
I'm saying go after it on your own without feeling like you're not going to do it until you have everything that's necessary already.
And I feel like I've already done that, though. Like, I've already done the research. I already know what I need. I already know literally down from the equipment to the inventory, all the way down to the vendors that I'm going to work with. Like, I've already done all that. Now I'm like who can I go to? Who can I run to? Like,
so let me tell you, if you get your credit, if you get your credit together,
that's the part that's gonna take 2 more years that I'm not willing to
maybe
sacrifice.
Maybe
so, because my credit is trash.
But maybe not. There are people who there are businesses and programs out here that repair credit it may not take 2 years.
One.
If 1 year can go by super fast,
and that's what I'm saying. If it was 1 year, would that be worth it for you to be like, okay, this is gonna take a year.
Yeah.
After a year, I'm gonna go get an LLC. I'm gonna go to the bank, get a bank account. I'm gonna then get an I.N.E.P.E.N.D.E.N.T. I'm gonna do all of these things so I can go get some business credit. That's gonna give me like $25,000-$30,000 that I can use on my business.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. This is stuff that you can do on your own. That you
but
can
all
just
of this goes into
put it into motion.
All of that goes into like the planning again. But that for me, it's the execution of the plan. Like, again, I can make a plan minute by minute, step by step, but executing that plan and having the energy to produce that plan into reality is where I struggle. But I'm really focusing on, or trying to focus at least, on really trying to like fight. It really feels like a fight in my head, like in my brain, fighting the I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. Maybe like complacency. That's not the word I'm trying to say, but like that's a synonym. The complacency I have in my brain about like, okay, I know that I want to do this. I know that I honestly need to do this as well, but the fighting the urge to actually start it and actually do it is a real problem with me. I think that's like attributed to my ADHD a little bit, but also like my laziness that I'm trying to get rid of.
Woot woot.
Woot woot.
But
Shout out to the growth.
In the growth though is the hard part. Like
Yes.
Always.
like Thomas was saying, the waking up even if you don't want to, the doing stuff even if you don't want to. It's not even necessarily that I don't want to. It's like some sort of like bridge or like hump or like hurdle that I have to get over in order to even try to start doing
Do
it.
you think it's fear?
I don't think it's fear because I'm not necessarily scared or worried about it, but I think it is the comfortability in not knowing. Like, for example, in this growth process that I've been going through in my life, I've really started to figure out like what I don't want to do. Like, I know I don't want to do that. I know I don't want to do that. I know I don't want to do that. I will never, ever do that. I know I don't want to do that. But the understanding of what I do want to do has been hard for me to realize. Like, I know what I don't want to do, but I don't necessarily know what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy for me to, like, eliminate stuff off the list of things. But, like, knowing that what I actually want has been hard. Because I feel like my life is, like, I don't have a lot of like, my life be like, that's interesting. I don't have a lot of like skills that can like create
Yeah.
a life. Like I have a
That's
lot of like
odd.
odd skills like that I'm good at. Like,
But
like figuring out,
a lot of people need
yeah, but like figuring out where I could be
of use.
of use has been hard
Yeah.
for me. Like, cause I'm not like a typical like employee or like
Yeah.
worker
Same.
or like I don't have a lot of stuff on my resume that's like, okay, we want to hire you. But it's like I do have skills, but like finding the niche field where I can use those skills has been hard because there's not a lot of opportunities that provide what I'm good at. But that's what I'm trying to work on in my life right now, figuring out where.
I don't even know what we're talking about. I feel like we just been going off of.
How do you feel about being independent, and what struggles do you go through, if you do go through any struggles about going through this life in the independent fashion?
I don't know. Like, I like being independent because I don't like depending on people. But I wish I was the type of person that was a more dependent type of person.
I can feel that.
Like, but it's just not.
It's just not me.
It's just not in me.
It's just not how I'm
to
built.
be
Dependent
on somebody. But
Same.
I wish that I
wish
would.
that I could.
I wish
do
I
that.
could.
Yeah, like I wish I could
Because
just meet a
I
sugar
would
mama.
literally-
and she'd be like,
I wish I was
Me.
fine with any of the like I don't know, like stupid stuff of that. Like I wish I could just like sit back and know that this ain't really where I want to be, but I'm all right because they taking care of me. Like, you know,
yeah, like,
I just can't be like that though. Like I would never sit there and just
nah, let
Just
somebody
settle
take
for
care of me.
settle
Yeah.
just for
Yeah.
somebody to take care of me. Like I could never be that type of person. But
Me
gotta
either,
get
because
it.
I'm uncomfortable and aggravated now.
yeah,
Like, I don't even want to be with you
what?
anymore.
That's
Sorry.
weird. Like
I
I
gotta
don't
go
want to be
get it.
around you. Like no.
I would rather struggle than depend on somebody else.
Yeah, like
I would
and
literally
For sure.
rather
Literally.
struggle.
I gotta get
Literally.
it, bro. That's all I know, bro. I
Like,
gotta get it.
struggle.
I got to get it.
But that is a capitalistic mindset, unfortunately, that the country has placed on us. Like,
I don't think so, because I don't think what I'm saying is dependent upon finances.
Not finances.
But I feel like finances is the root of capitalism. Like I feel like the capitalism is we're gonna use this manifestation of finances to drive this institution of capitalism, so that you can so everybody can do whatever they feel like they want to do in order to gain this thing, which is gonna grant them all of these things that they perceive as valuable.
Okay, maybe not a capitalist mindset is what that is, but definitely individualist society. Like
I don't feel like that either.
I definitely feel like that, because in societies where community is the focus, it's not necessarily frowned upon, but like it's not seen as something different that people rely on other people. Like that is an inherent quality of the United States.
I don't think that's true. I think in a community, the whole community relies on each other.
Exactly.
But again, each of those people are holding their own weight, which means they're getting it's reciprocity. So it's like
reciprocity.
I'm not depending on you. We're exchanging things. So you're dependent upon me just as much as I'm dependent upon you, which means
but it's still dependent though.
I just disagree. I don't see that as dependence. I see that as unity. I don't feel like that's
it's
dependent.
Dependent doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like it doesn't have to be
Well, I feel like dependent has a negative connotation
because we live in a society that forces us to think we have to work for our own thing. We have to get our own. We have to work for us. Like we have to work for our growth. That's what we grew up on. Like we grew up on get yours, you get yours, and I'll get mine. Like.
And although that is true, so for example, if somebody say I'm getting mine, right? To you, that might mean I'm getting everything from myself, right? To that person, that may mean my mama still stay in the hood, my grandmama getting old, I gotta make sure she okay. I got siblings, I got aunties, I got uncles, I got a community that I want to take care of, I got people that I need to give jobs to. So in that perspective, that's not very individualistic. That's just saying I have a community that I want to take care of, and I'm gonna go out here and make sure that this community is taken care of.
I think it's a bit of both. Like independent in the sense that your goal is to help the community around you. I think that's fine, but independent in the sense of like I don't want anybody to do anything for me. In the sense of like what Gabrielle was saying, like I don't want to be dependent, or Carmen too. Like I think that is where it's like turns into a negative connotation. Like same thing I was talking about in a previous podcast of like knowing how to ask for help and learning how to accept help is where the individualism really comes into play of like I need to do it by myself and I'm not gonna accept help or let anybody help me is where like I think it turns negative. But like doing it on your own in order to help the people around you, I don't think it's negative, but like doing it on your own without allowing people to help you is where it's like kind of gets kind of shaky and rocky. But like, I think for me, learning how to accept help and learning how to help other people is helping me in my sense of like, I have to do it by myself instead of like, I have people around me who can help me. Like, that's what I've been really focused on. Cause I used to be like Gabrielle and Carmen and you, like, just like, I don't want anybody to do anything for me because I can do it by myself. And I'd rather struggle to get whatever I need to get for me or whatever I need to get for other people around me. I don't want anybody to help me. Like, that used to be me because I didn't feel comfortable asking and I didn't feel comfortable receiving at all. But like now I'm learning like, okay, being dependent on certain things from other people doesn't negate my independence. Like, it doesn't take away from me being my own person.
For sure.
But I think that's like what this society in the U.S. is not teaching. Like, they're not educating people on the fact that we need help. Like, we need each other to progress.
So, So for example, in my real estate, like when we go out and like buy apartment buildings, like they like, you know what I'm saying, up multi-millions of dollars, right? So there are a lot of investors that come in to buy these properties. But if I find a property and my company sources the property and does all of the things and finds the investors and does all of the stuff necessary to buy this property, just because we reach out to investors to buy the property, which gives them income for their families, that doesn't take away the fact that we bought an apartment complex. Like just because we had help to buy it doesn't take away the fact that we bought it.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing when it comes to a business or when it comes to building something. It's like just because I reach out to people who are of like mind to help me do this doesn't take away from the fact that I did it.
Exactly. And that's what that's the message that a lot of people don't get and a lot of people don't express.
Yeah.
Like, even if you get help, it doesn't take away from the fact that you did it.
Like, teamwork make the dream work is a phrase like that's super real. Like, that is a very real thing. When you get people together that are of like mind, focused on the same goal, and have drive and a reason for doing it, bro, it is nothing that's gonna stop them from doing whatever it is that they doing.
That is true. That is true.
So, and that's what we trying to, push for this podcast. We are 4 individually unique siblings who have a drive to reach out to people and create a community, to have conversations like this and feel comfortable doing so, you know what I mean, and reaching out to each other for help for whatever that may be, and feeling comfortable doing so with no judgment, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody looking at you down. People need help, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. I need help too, nigga, help me. Shoot, we can break bread. Like, help me, help you, help us, straight up.
The only thing I can do is pray for you. But I help you.
For sure. But yeah, that's what we doing here, man. So, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody that are here right now. Everybody that sees this later, shout out to the rewatch gang. Everybody that's gonna come in the future, we welcome you already. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you already.
Thank you all for joining us, and let us know if you enjoy being independent. Let us know if you want to be dependent,
and share your struggles. Being independent.
Share your struggles, yes, in the comments. Let us know your method to being independent, your method to allowing people to help you. Let us know everything.
And also, just for me, write in the comments who taught you how to spell independent. Just for me.
We all know who it was.
Write it in the comments. Blow them up. What's happening?
Big Webby. Yeah, I'm Darby.
I'm Gabrielle.
I'm Carmen.
And they call me Train.
And we are Four of a Kind. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Yes, sir.